Hey guys, Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen at this late hour. It is late, so the lighting is going to be not up to par, but I do apologize for that. Tonight we're making curry chana with aloo, so chickpeas with potato basically. And I'll give you guys a little peek here of what's going on. Yep, that bubbling you're hearing is all kind of goodness happening in this pot here. Just going to close that back. It's got another 20 minutes to go before we dive into it, but if it's your first time you're watching me on YouTube, above you're going to see that subscribe thing. Click on it. All the latest videos are going to be sent directly to you. Do remember to give the video the thumbs up or like it, and if you got any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below. Guys, here we go. Curry chana with aloo, chickpeas with potato. Lovely dish. I'm sure you guys are going to give this a try, especially you vegetarians who are always asking me, Chris, I need, hook your boy up, hook your girl up with a nice vegetarian something. So here we go. Let's see if we can quickly run through the ingredients for making this curry chana with aloo. Basically, it's chickpeas with potato. So starting on the left here, I've got some curry powder, Madras curry powder, a Madras blend. However, as I've said in the past, and I'll keep saying, I love my Caribbean style curry. This is one from Trinidad and Tobago. 1.5 tablespoons of Caribbean style Madras curry powder, if that makes sense to you guys. 2 medium potatoes I peeled and chopped up rather chunky. We'll need a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil, fresh ground black pepper, maybe about 1/4 teaspoon or so of that fresh ground black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You can adjust that obviously to your own liking. Caribbean sunshine, I've got here a Scotch bonnet pepper. I'm going to use about 1/4 of this, more for the flavor than anything else, so I won't be using the seeds, just more the flesh. A medium sized onion, 3 cloves of garlic. Move that over so you guys can see it. About a couple leaves of shadow benny. If you can't get shadow benny, you can also use a couple tablespoons of freshly chopped cilantro. We'll also need about 1.5 cups of water divided. So 1.25 cups will be used for the cooking of this, and 1/4 cup will be used for cooking the curry sort of paste that we're going to be using. Now we're cheating on this. We're using canned chickpeas or chana. This one here is 796 milliliters, a 28-ounce can. All we're going to do, we're going to open this up, drain it, and we're going to rinse it off because I don't want that sort of brine that it's well canned in. So these are the ingredients here. If I forgot anything whatsoever, I will be sure to mention it to you guys. So here we go. Curry chana with aloo. So all I'm going to do as far as washing or draining the chickpeas is I have my strainer here. I have the can open. I'm just going to pour it. There we go. It's nice. It's all in here. And all I'm going to do is run cold water quite generously all over it. I'm going to give it a shake or two, because all I want to do is wash that sort of brine out and get rid of some of the salt, because it can be quite salty as well, the canned chana. Now here's the thing, if you guys are using the dried chana or the dried chickpeas to make this dish, you will be required to soak it overnight so it's a bit more tender, and the cooking time will be a lot longer than what we're doing here today. So what I'm going to do is drain this, set it aside, and get ready for the cooking process. I've got the pan on a high heat, nice and warm. So what I'm going to do is add a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil to the pan. Just move it around a bit, just to coat the bottom of the pan. And since the pan was hot, it's at the right temperature now to add the garlic as well as the onion. Give that a quick stir. And reduce your heat to minimum, because we want to allow this to soften up, to sweat down a bit. And we want that garlic to release a ton of its flavor as well as the onion. I'm going to let this cook here for about a minute and a half, and then we're going to get to the other steps. You'll start noticing the edges of the garlic is going to start going golden. The onion is going to go translucent. and your kitchen is going to start smelling lovely. This is exactly where we want it to be. Now we're going to add the chopped Scotch bonnet pepper to here. Just give it a quick stir, because if you add that pepper too early, the hot oil, the cooking with the hot oil and the pepper will release a sort of a choking scent, because the heat from the pepper will obviously start to choke you. So immediately after, what I'm going to do is dump in that curry powder in there, get everything in there, and give it a good stir. We want this to sort of toast for about a minute. My heat is still on low. I just want this to toast a bit. It's nice and toasted. You're getting that rich curry scent throughout your kitchen now. All we're going to do now is add a 1/4 cup of water to the pot, because we want this curry to cook. Listen to that sizzle. Oh, that thing is music to my ears. So we add a 1/4 cup of water to the pot here. We're just going to turn up the heat a little bit, because we want this to come to a boil, and let it simmer for about 4 minutes or so. After about 4 minutes, all that water is going to dry off. It's going to evaporate. You're going to get that rich curry scent now. Just going to turn up that heat a bit to about medium high, because I want this to sort of start sticking to the bottom of the pan to really enhance the flavor of that curry. And speaking about enhancing the flavor of that curry, what I have here is some anchar masala. Now this is totally optional. By the way, guys at Chief, if you guys are watching this, hook a brother up. Give me a call, man. I want to get some sponsors on board. Ton of free advertising for you guys. But anyways, I'm going to give it a little less than 1/4 teaspoon of this. Again, totally optional. I just love the sort of nutty flavor from that anchar masala. You can hear everything sizzling away nice now. The kitchen has a lovely aroma of cooked curry. So what we're going to do now is add the chickpeas to there. Give it a quick stir. Whoops! A couple guys jumped off the pot there. Woo, pot too hot for those guys, man. Just give it a quick stir, and we're going to follow that up with the potato, the salt, and we're going to hit in that fresh ground black pepper at this point as well. A nice dose of black pepper. I'm going to give that a stir. Picking up, well, I guess we're sort of deglazing the pan. All that curry goodness that's on the bottom of the pan here. We're just going to try and pick up all those flavors. And finally, what we're going to do is we're going to add the water to here. So I'm going to do two cups of water. So I guess we edit the ingredient list here a bit. It's 2 cups of water. I think earlier I said 1.5 cups or 1.25 cups, I believe, but 2 cups of water. My heat is still on high, so what I'm going to do is bring this up to a boil, and then we're going to move to the next step. Just going to give that shadow benny here a rough chop, so I'm just going to all we're going to do, nice and lovely, is add that to the cooking Channa at this point. It took a couple minutes, but it's come up to a boil now. So what we're going to do is reduce the heat all the way down to a gentle simmer. But before we do anything, what I want to do is, remember that shadow benny that I spoke about earlier? What I've done, I've chopped it up here, and I'm just going to put it on the top because I want the flavor from this. Now here's the thing. You may find some recipes don't even call for the shadow benny. And you may find some that put a shadow benny near the end for that sort of little green specks of color, excuse me, through the dish. However, I don't like putting it at the end. I like putting it at the start here because I want that flavor, that sort of rich, seasoned flavor from that shadow benny to cook throughout this. The other thing I want to mention, if you want to brighten this up, when it's almost done, so let's say 5 minutes from time it's almost done, you can toss in a chopped tomato in there. and it'll brighten this thing up. It'll be nice and pretty, if pretty is your thing. So all I'm going to do here now, I'm going to turn that down to a gentle simmer, put the lid on there, give him a little crack to breathe. Let him breathe. Yeah, everybody have to breathe. Let him breathe. We're going to stir this every 5 minutes or so, but we're going to allow this to cook on that gentle simmer for about 30 minutes. It's been half an hour now, so what I'm going to do is nice and bubbling away, the potato and nice and tender. Remember, the chickpeas was straight out of a can, so it was pretty much cooked already. So all we're going to do now, we need for this to thicken up. So I'm going to turn up my heat to a medium high, and then using the back of my spoon here, I'm gently pressing down on the grains of chickpeas or channa. Try not to get too much of the potato involved in the mashing process, because what's going to happen then is you're going to lose that sort of texture and consistency, that good channa and aloo. You need to see that aloo. You need to see that potato. So all I'm doing is using the back of my spoon. If you have a potato masher, you can always use that as well. I want this to be nice and thick when it's all done, so it takes about a minute to really break them down a little bit. We still want some texture from some full grains as well. That's my microwave reminding me I have something in there. I've got some dal puri roti heating up in there for this. But all I'm going to do is continue pressing down on this a bit and let it cook on the high, medium-high heat for 5 minutes to thicken up. It's been about 4 minutes, close to 5 minutes since I started to use the back of the spoon here to break down the full grains of channa. It's going to seem still a little bit runny. What I want you guys to do, turn off that heat. The residual heat in the stove, in the pot, is going to continue cooking this, and it's really going to thicken up. The more this cools down, the thicker it's going to get. So at this point, it's perfect. Now remember to check for salt, adjust accordingly. And if you want to brighten this up, as I mentioned earlier, you can toss in some chopped tomato in here as well. Chris here at CaribbeanPod.com, guys. I always appreciate it when you guys join me in the kitchen here today. You heard the microwave go off earlier, so I got my roti ready. I've got some stewed chicken on the side, and this lovely curry channa with aloo. Yeah, I'm eating good tonight, guys. Have fun, do try the recipe, and thanks for joining me in my kitchen.